It's your boy Macedo Media. I bet Macedo shot that. If you clicked on this video, you and I both know why you're here. So check it out. A few weeks ago, I got in communication with a company that offers a film emulation plugin, okay? Dehancer film emulation plugin. Got to talking to him and everything. And let me tell you why I wanted to experiment with this plugin. As many of you know, I've been a music video director for the better part of 7-8 years now. And I like to experiment with different looks. I'm not one of those copy and paste, cookie cutting directors, videographers, cameramans, whatever you want to say, okay? I like to make sure that the projects and the videos themselves have a look that goes with the project, you know? So that would entail, you know, coming up with different looks for different videos and things of that nature. I would experiment with different overlays and different effects within Premiere Pro. I'm mainly a Premiere Pro user, but I'm learning DaVinci now, okay? I've dabbled with Final Cut as well. Not really my cup of tea, but shout out to Final Cut either way. And if you're on Final Cut and you're killing it, shout out to you. But I would always, you know, experiment with these different overlays and effects and things like that. And I was never able to really get the look I was looking for until now. The Dehancer film emulation plugin actually ends up working with all these different editors. So if you're on Final Cut, if you're on Premiere Pro, if you're on DaVinci, now these are my opinions. They didn't tell me I had to say anything. I didn't say I had to say I love it or anything like that. If you do use the link in the description, I might get monetarily rewarded for that. But that's not the real reason why I'm making the video. The real reason why I'm making the video is because I'm passionate about filmmaking, and I always like trying new things. And the further I get into my filmmaking career, I really can appreciate the film look and the different properties that can come along with that. I had a much different idea for how this video would be. But you know, you gotta adapt and you gotta roll with the punches and you gotta work with what you got. So as I'm talking, I will be overlaying some different projects that I was able to color using the plugin from Dehancer. And I can say wholeheartedly that I'm really happy with how these looks were coming out. And I really don't believe that I would be able to accomplish these looks if it wasn't for the plugin. You know, I might use it differently than another YouTuber might use it, and they might do this with it and do that with it. When I go into it, I'm really looking for the halation. I'm really looking for the film grain. I'm looking for the bloom. And, you know, I'm tweaking different settings here and there, but really those are the main things that I get from Dehancer. I started playing with some of the film stocks. I started playing with some of the different papers, you know, that you can use, or the prints rather, and I was able to really experiment and come up with a couple different looks for these different projects that I was contracted out to color, okay? And these are just a few examples, but honestly, I'm really happy how these projects turned out. And you know, even the learning curve on the plugin is not that crazy, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're familiar with color grading, if you're familiar with some of the terminology and things like that, then I feel like you're going to pick up on it pretty easily. Obviously, I only scratched the surface of what the plugin can do. The sky's the limit when it comes to Dehancer. That being said, hopefully you like some of the examples I got to share with you. If you've been, you know, experiment with overlays and different effects built into the different programs and stuff, a lot of times they're great. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm learning DaVinci right now, and you know, they have some really great effects within the program itself. But if you just want to take it a step further, and I feel like it's really one of the closest things you can do in order to convert your digital footage into a film emulation or something of that nature, then maybe Dehancer might be for you. I'm gonna wrap it up there. I know I've probably been rambling a little bit. You've seen a couple of examples of what I was able to do. I will say again, like, you know, my workflow is a little bit different. So I took these projects into Premiere, I color grade how I normally would, and I would put the Dehancer on top of that, on an adjustment layer on its own. Okay, I've already corrected my footage. I've already graded it even in some instances. In some instances, I didn't even need to grade it. I only corrected it and then put Dehancer on top of it, and you know, play with the different film stock that one provides. So I feel like it's really flexible. I feel like it really offers you a lot in terms of what you can do with your footage and with your projects. And sometimes you just want to experiment. You just want to have it feel fresh again. So, you know, whenever you're using an editor or a program, something like that, sometimes you don't need a new camera or you don't need a new lens. Sometimes, you know, just invest in a quality plugin like Dehancer and you might see a difference in your footage and it might be something you enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, man, give me a like, give me a comment, subscribe to the channel, everything. And once again, I do want to say thank you to Dehancer for allowing me to use their product. I plan on doing more work with Dehancer plugin in the future, whether I'm in Premiere Pro or I'm slowly working my way over to DaVinci. Pretty excited about that. But regardless, I could definitely see myself using Dehancer more in the future. If you think you can too, go ahead. You can click the link in the bio. You can get more information on the plugin. They have tons of resources on their website.